Hello children. So today we will study pronoun in the perspective of competitive exams. Right? Today we are going to study pronoun with the perspective of competitive exams and how questions come from pronoun chapter. What type of question comes from the pronoun chapters that we are going to study and see today. Right? About the normal definitions and kinds of pronoun, I have already made a separate lecture in parts of speech. So that you first need to see and then here you need to come. So today we are going to study and discuss pronoun with the perspective of competitive exams. That if some question comes from the chapter pronoun in competitive exams, so what are the things we should to prepare and what are the things we should need to remember and keep in our mind. Fine. So today we are going to study the chapter pronoun with the perspective of competitive exams. And today, just I am going to give a very simple table of persons, a pronoun in terms of persons, number, gender and case, right? Because these things again and again it will come in use. So if I say nominative case, so you must understand that sir, when he says nominative case, so what he is actually trying to say. So just I am going to make a very simple table which I have already made, but once again I make it here, right? So this is a table of person, number, gender and case. Fine. This I have already made, but again still I am making it today because it will come in use today in the today's point which I am going to discuss. So first is nominative case. Nominative case means subject which is used in place of subject, karta kaar. Next is objective case, right? That is used in place of object. Third is possessive case, and this possessive case is of two types. One is adjective and other is pronoun. And the fourth is your reflexive or emphatic. So here how many columns we have? The first column we have of nominative case which is subject, objective case which is the object of verb, possessive case for showing the ownership, right, and belongingness which is of two types, adjective and pronoun, and the last is your reflexive, it is also pronoun, reflexive or emphatic pronoun. Fine. So this is starting with the first person singular number. I, me, my, mine and myself, right? These all are first person singular number. Next we have first person plural number. We, us, our, ours, and since it is plural, so it will be ourselves. Next we have second person. You, your, yours, and it could be both yourself as well as yourself when it is singular and yourselves when it is plural. And for second person, singular and plural both are same because you could mean for one person and you could also refer to more than one person. Then we have third person singular number in gender. Masculine we have he, him, his and himself. Then we have feminine gender, that is she, her, hers and herself. Then we have neuter gender, its, and there is no pronoun, possessive pronoun. And here children, when I have said its, so you will not write this apostrophe, you will not give. If you give apostrophe, it is wrong. So this you need to write, and it is itself. Because when you write it apostrophe, it becomes its. That is it is. And here its its without apostrophe means possessive. And next finally third person plural number. They, them, their, theirs, and themselves. Fine, children. So this is a simple table which you keep we need to keep in your mind, because if I say nominative case, so you need to understand that when sir says nominative case, so what are those nominative cases? So these all are nominative cases. I, we, you, he, she, it, they. First person singular, first person plural, second person singular plural, third person singular number, masculine, feminine, common, masculine, feminine, neuter, and third person plural number. Why there is no common where genders are 4? There is no common because common could be either, suppose student is a common gender, so student could be a boy and girl. So if student is a boy, we will have this row, he, him, his, and if a student is a girl, we will have this line, she, her, herself, and that's why we don't have for the common gender. Is that clear? So now we move on. Now I am going to discuss, that from the pronoun, what type of questions comes and what are the points are there which you need to keep in your mind. So rule number 1, fine. So let's see what is that rule number 1. Rule number 1 says that when the subject of a sentence is singular pronoun of different person. What did I say? I said when the subject of the sentence is singular pronoun of different persons. I need to write when the subject of sentence is singular pronoun of different persons. Different persons means first person, second person, and third person. So what is the rule? Rule number 1 says that when the subject of sentence is singular pronoun of different persons. So here the condition is that singular. Then the order is order is first, the order is second, third, 1, 2, 3, 1. What is the 2, 3, 1 means? First we need to write first person, second person, and then third person, and then first person. Is that clear? What the rule says? Rule says that when the subject of a sentence is singular pronoun of different persons, then the order of the subject is first comes second person, and then third person, and then first person. Let us understand through an example. You, he, and I are doing homework. See children, so this I was talking. This is subject, right? And the subjects are singular of different persons. So the order should be first second person, you is second person, and then third person, and then first person. This is. It is also there that there could be two subjects. It could be like he and I are enjoying music. Fine. It could be also like you and he are watching television. Is that clear? So what I mean here, so the rule number 1 said, that when the subject of a sentence is singular pronoun of different persons. So what would be the order of the subject? 2, 3, 1. So there must come first second person, and then third person, and then first person, right? So it is 1, right? And 1A we will consider. Why? Because now we will see B. What does it B say? Here it was singular and here we will see it's plural. Means there is not much of difference between this rule and this rule. Here it was what? It was when the subject of the sentence is singular pronoun of different persons. Here will be when the subject of sentence is plural pronoun of different persons. See, the difference between this rule and this rule is here the subject is also of different persons, here the subject is also of different persons, but here the subjects are singular, here the subject will be plural, like, and then the order will be what, 1, 2, 3. That means there would come first person and then second person and then third person. But here we will see it is first person plural, it is second person plural, it is third person plural. Whereas here it was second person singular, third person singular and first person singular. The basic difference is here that here the order is 2, 3, 1 because all these persons are in singular number, and here the order is 1, 2, 3 because all these persons are in their plural number. So it should be example we, you and they are dancing. Understood, children? See, here also the subject is different pronouns, one from of different persons, but they all are plural. Here it is first person plural number, here it is second person plural number, and here it is third person plural number. That's why the order is 1, 2, 3. But in this previous case, here we have seen, here it is also different persons are there, second person, third person, first person, but here they all are singular. Is that clear? And that's why here the order will be always second person and then third person and then first person, and we can also see second person and third person, and we can also see second person and first person, and we can also see third person and first person, right? It could be in any combination. It could be second person, all three persons in one sentence, then second person, third person, first person. If there are two persons, then the order should be second person and third person. If there is second and first, so the order should be second person and first person. And if there is third person and first person, the order should be third person and first person. Similarly here, if all these three are there, then 1, 2, 3, it could be also second person and first person, it could be also second person and third person, and it could be also first person and third person. So this is only we are going to use when these persons are in the plural number, and here we are going to use when these persons are in singular number. Is that clear? So point there A, B we have discussed. Now there is another point for A under only A, that is point number C. That is point number C. Now once see what it says the same thing. It is very much like A. This one is very much like A. When the subject of sentence is singular pronoun of different person. It is very much like A also, because in A there was also the subjects are singular pronoun of different persons, and here it is also the same thing when the subject is singular pronoun of different persons. But here there is there will be admitting fault or confession of guilt. This sentence is very much, this C rule is very much like rule A, but here it is different in how the subject obviously the subjects are similar from different persons, but here the persons will they will admit their fault, and they will do confession of their guilt. Like if it is says, and then the order will be 1, 2, 3 in case of all the three persons, or it could be 1 and 2, first person and second person, or second person and third person, or first person or third person, right? Like I for this mess. Right? They are admitting that whatever the mess was created, it was all because of these three persons. Next, you and he must admit your fault. Or you can say I and he spoiled the party. Fine. That's why here also this C rule is very much like A. Why? Because in A also the subject is singular pronoun of different persons, but there the order was second person, 2, 3, 1, second person, third person, first person. But here the order is 1, 2, 3. Why? Because here the subjects they admit their fault and they confess their guilt, right? Crime. And that's why the order is 1, 2, 3. Is that clear? So now we will move further. So under 1 we have seen 3. Rule A, B and C. Now we will see rule number 2 for this pronoun. It says, what? It says again that when the subject of a sentence are pronoun of different persons in number, and when we have to decide the possessive case, that the possessive case will be according to first person or second person or third person, then here we need to decide the possessive case in lower order. What is the meaning of lower order? If all three subjects are there, second person and third person, second person, third person and first person. So what is low in order? First person. So possessive case is decided based on the first person. Out of second and third person, what is the law in order? Second person. So possessive case will be according to second person. If in third person and first person, the law in order is first person. That's why the possessive case will be decided as per the first person. Is that clear? So let me write. Here it also says when the subject of the sentence is pronoun of different persons and number, then the possessive case is determined in the lower or lowest order. What does it mean? Listen, if there are three persons, like second person, third person and first person, so the lowest order is what? First person. So possessive case should be R. If there is second person and third person, so the lower order is second. So here the possessive case should be your. If it is third person and first person, then the lower order is in first person. So here it should be the possessive case should be R. Now what is left? If it is second person and first person, so the lower order is in first person. So here the possessive case should be again R. Is that clear? So this I am talking of. Once again you try to understand what is this rule is talking of. This rule is talking of that when the subject of a sentence is pronoun of different person and numbers, and then we have to consider, if we have to consider the possessive case, it would be first person, the second person or third, it should be mine or our or yours or their. So the rule comes here that out of second, third, first, the lowest order is in first person. So the first person possessive case will be R. So second and third person it will be second, so it should be your. Is in third person and first person, the lower is in order in first person, that's why it is R. And again in second person and first person, the lower order is in first person, that's why it does R. Let's see one example. You, he and I are doing our homework. Our work. It should never be there, it should never be your. Because out of you, he and I, the lowest order is in I, and the first person, So that's why it is are, right? Plural form is in are. Okay, let us take one more example. If it is you and he are doing, so here you and he, the lower order is in you, so it should be your verb. Is that clear, children? If I take the example of, again, he and I, okay, he and I are doing our work. Why? Because here order out of second, third person and first person, the lower in order is first person. That's why here it is. Is that clear, children? So this rule number 2 was about this. Fine. Now let us move for the rule number 3. So rule number 3, is talking about collective noun. Now what is that collective noun? We need to understand. Collective noun, is a collection of units, right? With a lot of individual or units are put together, we get an idea of collective noun. So the rule number 3 says about the collective noun. What does it say about the collective noun? It says about the collective noun that when of all the members of the collective noun, they are of one opinion. If all the members of the collective noun, they are of one opinion, they are unanimous, they agree to the same point and thing, then the complete collective noun becomes one, and the verb we use singular, and the possessive case we use its, neuter gender. Fine? But there is a rule against this, that if there is a division, if there is a dissent, if there is a difference of opinion between all the members of collective noun, then the verb is plural, and even the possessive case we are going to use there, their. Is that clear? What this rule is talking of? Here we are going to discuss collective noun. So in collective noun, it is divided into 2 parts, right? Collective noun, part A says that if all the members of the collective noun, they are of the same opinion and they agree, they are of one opinion, then the verb and pronoun is singular. Let me write. If all the members or individuals of collective noun have one opinion, they are unanimous, then the verb is singular and pronoun is also singular. So singular verb and singular pronoun is used. Let us see an example. The crew revolted and murdered its captain. See here, children. Right? The crew revolted, we can write has also, right? So the verb will be clear to you. The crew has revolted and murdered its captain. That means all the crew members, they all made protest against the captain. So all the crew members, they were one. They have one single mind. They were of single-minded. And they have one opinion. They agree that their captain was not good for them. That's why here the crew has, we have used the verb singular. The crew has revolted and murdered its captain. And here it is written its, because all the crew members, they are of one opinion. That's why it is its, singular. One more example. After 3 days, the jury gave its decision. See, the jury members, maybe there were 5, 6, 7 members in the jury panel. They all, the decision which was given, they all agreed to the decision. That's why it is X. Let us take one more example. The fleet will reach its destination after a month. So here again X is there because fleet, they all are moving together and their time of reaching to the destination is 1. Is that clear? Once again I repeat this point. This point says, we are talking about the collective noun. And in one collective noun, there are so many members and individuals. So when all the members and individuals of the collective noun, they are of one opinion. They have one opinion, they are all one-minded, single-minded, they are unanimous. So the verb and possessive verb is singular and the pronoun is also singular, which is its. But if there is a division, if there is a sense of multitude, division, then the verb and the pronoun is plural. So let us see the another part of it. Of the same collective noun. Let us see the same collective noun. What does it say? So collective noun, this is P. But if there is a sense of division or multitude in the collective noun, then verb and pronoun used is plural. Fine. What is saying? It is saying if all the members, right, all the members, units or individuals forming the collective noun, they differ, they dissent, they have a difference of opinion, right? Then the verb and pronoun is used will be your what? That will be plural. Let us see one example. The jury were divided in their opinion. See, here verb is plural and here possessive pronoun is there, it's not X. Why? Because the jury, the members of the jury, they differ in their opinions. They have different jury members, they have different opinions. That's why there is a sense of division, and that's why it is called, the verb is used is plural and the pronoun is used is also plural. Let us one example. The government decided to revise their plans, right? So here also the members, the different portfolio, different department of the governments, they don't have the same opinion. That's why here it is used plural. Is that clear? So based on collective noun, these two questions come from the competitive exams. So I have cleared these 2 points to you. Is that clear, children? Let us move further. Let us move further. What do we find here? Next we can see is, next point is, if two singular nouns are joined by and before both the singular noun there is each and every, so the verb and the pronoun is used is always singular. What does it say? It says if two singular nouns are joined by and if each or every is used before each is used before each noun, each noun, then the verb and pronoun is singular. What did I say, children? Listen to it. I said if the two singular nouns are joined by and before each of these singular nouns there is use of each or every. In that case, the verb and the pronoun used will be similar. Let us see how. Each sailor and each soldier. Each sailor and each soldier was in his place. See here. Sailor and soldier, they are joined by and there is each and each. That's why the verb is singular and the pronoun used is also singular. Let us take one more example. Every officer and every clerk has joined his duty. See here, officer and clerk, they are singular, they are joined by and before them there is every, and that's why the verb is used is singular and the pronoun is used is also singular. Is that clear, children? This one. Let us move for the next point. There are so many points, but all you don't need to learn in one day. Just make sure that 5 rules you learn in one day, and that makes you very much efficient for the competitive exams. Now with each, either, neither, or neither, singular, verb and singular pronoun is used. Singular noun and singular pronoun is used. Let us see how. Each of the boys is doing his work. See here, each is there. Of the boys, it will be boys here because of the there, but verb is always singular and pronoun is also always singular. Either of the girls